So in this video, this is going to be about landscapers based in West Kent, and I'll go over a few areas and a few different keyword ideas and just outline the general strategy for how you can go about targeting these keywords and essentially ranking on Google for these keywords in these areas and bringing in more inquiries. So you places like Tunbridge Wells, Tunbridge, Maidstone, Sevenoaks. So if you've got a landscaping business in this area and this is your catchment area, you service these areas with your different landscaping services, then it's going to be worth taking a quick look at this video. If we come here to Google Keyword Planner, and I just want to outline a few of the different varieties of keywords based on common landscaping services and within these areas, and just show you what this is going to look like. So we've got a general one here, landscaping Maidstone. That's getting 210 searches every month. Then fencing Tunbridge, patio Sevenoaks, turfing Tunbridge Wells. And obviously the thing that you're going to notice is that this general keyword here, Maidstone, landscaping Maidstone, is going to have a lot more searches. And although you might think that you want to target this keyword and maybe forget about the others, or maybe when it comes to Tunbridge, Sevenoaks, Tunbridge Wells, also use landscaping Tunbridge Wells, landscaping Sevenoaks. It's worth noting that you don't want to actually discount these keywords because although the search volume is a lot less, the competition is actually also going to be a lot less. There's not going to be as many people targeting these. What you'll find is that where you've got landscaping companies that are quite literally based in Maidstone, um, and Google's going to crawl their site and it's going to know that they're a company, they offer landscaping services and they're based in Maidstone, and so it's going to start ranking them for these keywords here. But what's less likely is that although they're going to have fencing services, they're probably not going to be specifically targeting this keyword. And what I mean by that is what I would do, what I'd personally recommend is that you build out specific pages. You'd have a page on your website that's dedicated for the keyword fence and Tunbridge. You're going to want to set it up so that's the main keyword, and this page on your website, what this is all about is all about fencing, and specifically it's about fencing in Tunbridge. So Google's going to crawl this site, it's going to know that you're highly relevant for this keyword, and it's going to, as long as you've got things set up correctly SEO wise, it's going to rank you in a good spot. Whereas if you're just kind of relying that you're mentioning on your website generally that you do fencing, and that based on your business address, your lockup, your unit, it's mentioned Maidstone. If you're relying on that information to be enough for Google to know to rank you for this keyword, it will know that you're relevant, but it's not going to potentially want to serve this page up in the search results compared to a page like this, which is optimized for it. Google, it wants to connect its users, it's people searching on Google for the best possible results. And although quality definitely plays a big part in that, and you want to make sure your page is set up to be high quality, relevance is also, if not more important. It doesn't want to, if it's not sure that your page on your website is relevant enough for this keyword, it's not going to necessarily want to rank you that high. Whereas if you've got a page set up specifically with the job of being all about fencing and Tunbridge, then you're going to have a much better chance of ranking the search results. And like I mentioned, because this gets so much less searches per month, the actual competition is going to be less. So you're not going to need to do a whole lot compared to your competitors in terms of page quality, the quality that I mentioned, to actually outrank them. You just need to make sure things are optimized, it's got good content on the page, and you're going to be within a really good shout of ranking for this keyword. And this kind of ties in with the strategy that I'd recommend, which is, you've got fence in Tunbridge, but then you can also do patios Tunbridge and turf in Tunbridge and landscape in Tunbridge. And likewise, you can do all these same again, turf in Sevenoaks, patio Sevenoaks, fence in Sevenoaks, landscape in Sevenoaks. And obviously you want to do your keyword research and make sure that each one of these gets sufficient search volume. But even if it gets just 10 searches per month, if you were to set a page up correctly, and like I mentioned, because the competition is much less, you can have a good chance of ranking decently on Google for that. You could get, like I say, if it's just getting 10 searches per month, you could get several clicks a month. Let's say you get 3 or 4 clicks per month, which isn't a lot. But over the course of a year, that could be up to 50 clicks a year. And if you've got your page set up correctly, what we call conversion rate, it's given off enough information, enough trust signal so that the person, once they've searched on Google for the search term, so let's say that this has 10 searches per month, turf and 20 wells. They've seen your advert pop up in the search results of Google. They clicked on it. They can see that the page is very relevant for turfing and Tunbridge Wells. You've got things like your reviews on there. You've got previous projects. You might have some kind of a meet the team. So you've got your staff images so people can see faces. And they'll feel a lot more confident that, okay, let me at least go on and inquire and find out a little bit more. And so if you set things up all correctly, and even though that's got, like I say, 10 searches per month, which might equal around 40 to 50 clicks from that one page, from the one search term to that page per year, that page that you've set up specifically for that keyword, that could still equal a few inquiries. And that alone isn't, sufficient for an SEO strategy. But if you're pairing that kind of keyword, dozens of those keywords, these, I like to call them low-hanging fruit because they are. If you've got dozens of these, then combining all this low-hanging fruit, it equals quite a good amount of inquiries per year for these services. And bear in mind that in your catchment area and the services that you're offering, so you want to be getting inquiries for these, and people want, they want to be able to trust you. They want to inquire and to, give you a call or get a quote from you. So I definitely recommend going after these kind of keywords. And then you're also bearing in mind going after these larger volume keywords. And although you've got to do a little bit more to kind of rank successfully for these, when you're comparing the high volume keywords and then the low volume keywords, all that combined together all over your service area by doing sufficient keyword research to kind of find all these little opportunities, and you're adding up all these opportunities and you're pairing it with a website that's built to rank for these search terms, that's where, the real ROI is. That's where you'll find everything kind of comes together and you start ranking and you get, a good stream of inquiries that turn out to be good clients, good customers. So that's a little bit of an overview of the search terms that I would recommend going for if you are a landscaping business based in this area. Obviously, there's far more keywords that can be researched. I hope this gives you a little bit of an overview of what I would recommend in terms of an SEO strategy for a company like this. So I hope you found this useful, and obviously feel free to take a look at my website if you want to send me an inquiry or if you have any more questions and you want to get in touch with me. Okay, thank you.